Mass was all around. Pan too. My mother and father both played pan.
Okay. Alright.
Huggins Pandemonium just down the road.
Alright.
Belmont had a lot of steel bands in those days, so the easiest thing to do as a youth was just come outside the door and take a jump up with anyone of the bands that was now heading up the road or heading down to the Savannah or whatever. And as you get bigger, you might get closer to the Savannah, and then you start going in the Savannah. And so I started to appreciate, I was exposed to it and appreciated it fairly early in my life. I mean, I watched a lot of TV, and I liked what I saw in terms of Best Village and Play of the Month and all those things, but I didn't really even go to like my first play until I was 18 or 19.
Okay.
And because we were already involved in Mass with Minshall, we thought, well, Juve was a space we could jump into. So that's what we did in 1994. We came out with our first band called Juxtapose. And the lesson from Kamal is, Kamal came through TallMan audition. His partner was singing, and he ended up staying with us and becoming, running the show. Becoming in charge of the office and in charge of everything, and anything you want to know after a certain while was call Kamal. So I mean, when it was time for him to move on, it was the right time, but it was tough. It was because we had grown to love him and see him grow and develop as a human being.
Yeah.
And just from that one experience of engaging him through TallMan and just engaging, I've worked with Michelle before, and in St. Mary's College, and Michelle has that ability to pull you in.
Yes.
And you can't get away.
Yeah.
So no, I consider the relationship with TallMan a very, very special one, and over the years it's grown. Some years you guys open on stage, some years you dance around the fountain in the lobby, and then last year they did the flash mob in Little Carib. And this year, I mean, the relationship has grown close over the years too, because now we have some TallMan involved in Lilliput, which I'm very involved in.
Yes.
So Shamaki and Lifa in particular. Petra was there before.
Yes.
Mugambi was around briefly.
Yeah.
But you just actually get to know the individuals and get to start appreciating their stories and their lives and being touched by what you hear and what you see. I have a kind of a soft heart. I could be quite firm and stern and stuff when it comes to the world, but the human story, I guess, and as I get older too, I'm much more interested in the human story and human development. So while the show must go on and you're looking for the best show and you want the best dancers and everything, it suddenly struck me this year that the mere fact that those TallMan would summon the courage and cross the line and come to the audition.
Yeah.
For me, that was enough to say, all right, we work with them and see how they manage through the couple of weeks of the intensity of the dance and what was required of them. And for me, it was amazing. I mean, Shamaki ended up being the star of the second half, as far as I was concerned, with that very Martin Carter poem. Because one of the first things I did in engaging Shamaki, apart from working in Lilliput, we started to develop a rapport, and I asked him to read that poem for me. Because I thought, a poem like that perfectly encapsulates somebody like that. Somebody who's seeking to discover themselves and having to work against the odds to express themselves, and having to claim their voice.
Right.
No, I will not steal my voice, I have too much to claim. So, but in order to not steal your voice, you have to find your voice, So there's a process of development. Just jump in, grab life, by the horns, just live. Challenge yourself, don't afraid.
Yeah.
Make mistakes. When you're young, you used to make mistakes. Learn from your mistakes, Listen to your elders, seek them out, find out what they have to say, be patient. Understand that you don't know everything, and just trust, and it will happen. Challenge yourself to grow, to know, and then once you know, you have to show it too.